down, you can see the circle for the eye. Just above the tree line, you'll see a single white line. That's the leg. That is all that is left out of the outline that he painted on the mountain. Now, Mr. Korchak hung off of this mountain. He did it with a 1-inch rope and a gallon of white house paint strapped to his belt. He went through about 170 gallons of paint in this process. His wife Ruth was in the parking lot. She had a walkie-talkie and binoculars, so she helped him out with all of this. But the problem he ran into was with the town folks. A lot of them couldn't understand what he was doing, and they just simply thought he was crazy. So when he actually finished up, there was quite a few in the parking lot waiting for him. He said he got a little sad because they thought that's all he was going to do, was paint on the side of the mountain and go home. Now that hole underneath the arm, he said that was some of the hardest work he's ever done. That took him 2 years to complete. It is 4 stories tall. It's wide enough for 2 bulldozers to go through at the same time. And he needed that hole there so he was able to get equipment back and forth on both sides of the mountain. Now, Mr. Korchak came out here to meet up with Chief Henry Standing Bear. The chief was a well-educated Native American, and he believed in a good education for his people. And Ruth and Mr. Korchak also believed in a good education. So he went out and got all this land around here he could, and over the years of trading, selling, and buying, he eventually got all the land together. There's 1,000 acres out here. So the hope and dream one day is that Crazy Horse will be a backdrop to a Native American college and a medical training facility here on site. Now, we do have a college here. It's a mile south of the main entrance. The kids live upstairs, go to school downstairs. They come from all over the United States, and it's basically at no cost to them. And that was the chief's wishes, to be able to give a good education to his people. Now, technically, since we left the parking lot, we've been riding on the mountain. They've taken out over 8 million tons of rock so far. They repurpose that rock. That's what made the roads out here. So they try not to waste what they dig off. And we also have an individual that will take rock back to the visitor center. You can actually take a piece of the mountain home with you if you like. Now, Mr. Korchak wanted this as a mining claim, but he had to go back east to take care of some business to get his house stuff shipped out here. And unfortunately, while he was gone, a gentleman got word that he was coming back to claim the mountain, so he claimed it first. So when Mr. Korchak first got back out here, he was a little upset that that gentleman would do that to him. So him and Chief Henry Standing Bear met with that individual and his son, explained what they wanted to do out here, and they were nice enough to sell the claim. So in return, they were told they could stay on this land as long as they wanted to. This is the actual shack they lived in. And then later down the road, he hired his son and him to do odd jobs for him here. Now, when he first got out here, he didn't have money to hire workers. So for years, he did all the work up there by himself. Now, he's got 10 kids. He's got 5 girls and 5 boys. When the boys were old enough, they started working up on top with their father. One day when the son was up top working, he was on the bulldozer over here on the right. Dad was down below on another dozer working. And unfortunately for his son, the brakes went out. His son went over the cliff with it. He bailed out about halfway down, fell about 70 feet, and couldn't have gotten any luckier. He landed in the only pile of fresh plowed dirt. So it beat him up some, but he survived the fall. Now, Mr. Korchak stated he assumed his son had been killed in the fall. He said he was surprised when he looked over to see his son standing up, brushing his clothes off. Well, like any good father, he hollered over his son and he told him, "You got it here, now you get it out of here." Now, this road in front of us, that's the only road to the top. So that's where everybody travels. It goes straight up to the right, back behind the rock formation up towards his head. Monday through Thursday starting at 4:30, Friday starting at 1, usually on weekends and holidays starting at 9 o'clock. The Inside Visitor Center, they do offer a 1-hour tour to the very top. Now, we got a lot of activity going on this side of the mountain this year. We have a 250-foot crane coming in with a robotic arm. It's going to be stationary. It's going to be butted up against his left elbow. So they're trying to finish the elbow and the pad for the crane. They're almost done with the hand. They've started doing some work on the horse's mane, and they're going to start doing some work on the left shoulder. So there'll be quite a bit of activity going on this side of the mountain this year. Now there's probably up to another 6 million tons of rock to come off, but once this is finished, this will be a 3-sided monument. This will also be the largest carving monument in the world when it's finished. Now we're going to jump out down here. I'll give you a minute to take some pictures. Then I'll give you the history of how this all got started. Only favor I ask is you must stay in this rope area. And please do not go past these cones out into the road, please. Now it looks like Carl's loading up his bus. If not, I got to go steal his step stool because we only have one right now. Good. We're going to wait for him to move out, then we'll move up. Shouldn't take but a couple minutes. Hey Carl, I'm going to move up. I didn't bring another step stool. I thought you'd be done by now.
I know, but when we get off, we'll get up